All right. A red light is on.
Okay.
Hopefully the things are working and the stuff with the deals and the
Alrighty.
things and the things and the deals.
And stuff.
Make sure we have a person count to make sure things are going here. I see a bunch of people chatting already.
And
I have a red light, but it shows 0 people watching, which can't be right
that
because I see
can't
people
be.
chatting. Is it a StreamYard thing? Maybe StreamYard needs to catch up here. Can you all see us and hear us? Is it coming through on the tubes of you?
Oh, there it is.
There we go. Yep. Just showed we are working. Okay. Someone needs an
There we
early
go.
timeout. All right. Well, what is happening, Fish and friends? Sorry for the slight delay there. I guess we're pretty close to being on time. Better than
Yeah.
usual. I did set it for
Maybe.
7:30 tonight too, so I kind of threw us a curveball. I didn't even think about it. Just hit 7:30. Usually, I give us a 5-minute leeway for technical issues and whatnot. But hey, tonight, it's just a hanging out, having fun. Bring your questions, sit around the campfire, have a beverage, talk fishing, make fishing fun, and not be pissy about stuff like so many people in the fishing industry are right now about things.
Why are people so mad about stuff?
I don't know. It's mainly the tournament stuff and people's opinions on
Hmm.
the sonars and the rules and all this stuff. So listen, no tournament guy. I just like to fish and have fun. Speaking of fishing, I did some fishing today. I met Mr. Chris Russ out today because he was doing the maiden voyage of his kayak, which is absolutely sweet. He got a hell of a deal. It's got a motor on it. He's out with the wifey tonight. It's their anniversary. Happy anniversary, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so got to check that out. And it is a damn sweet rig. So we got out, did some fishing. I had a pretty fun day. Caught probably 20 or so. I think I
Nice.
had 4 over 2 pounds. 2.5 was my biggest. So not size. Excuse me. That was disgusting.
It
Coca-Cola.
was. How dare you?
Um, slipped out. No size, crazy size, but I will take 2 pounders and pound and a halfers all day. It was still a blast on a lipless crankbait, and they were actually absolutely smoking that thing when they would hit it too. It wasn't like, oh, do I have a what is that? A no, boom, boom, boom. So
Nice.
how about you, Mr. Dizzle? First off, real quick, I do want to thank all the fish and friends out there. Yeah, if you have questions, just like Mr. Bass's chap here, I'm going to start starring questions and save them up here. So I'm going to save that, my friend, but I do have that one. Thank you to everybody joining. Always want to give an extra tip of the hat to the members. Tom Brewster, I like the like the avatar there. Interesting. But like Tom, Little Rich, Liza, we got a whole bunch of people in here already. Appreciate the hell out of you guys. And yes, like Liza said, I somehow made it through the hurricane unscathed. That is great for you, Liza. I know a
Awesome.
lot of people were not that lucky. Folks out of power, flooding, all that crap. We've had horrible floods. I've been right here at ground zero before. So I know how bad that is, let alone a whole hurricane behind it with
Yeah.
flooding. I can't
Yeesh.
imagine. So thoughts and prayers out to those folks. Hopefully everything goes good in the cleanup and stay as safe as you relatively can. But yes, lots of happy birthday wishes. Thank you, everybody. I already see a bunch of them out there. I'm going to be a ripe old 41 years young. Can you believe it? Holy
Dang, you're an old
smokes.
man.
I know, dude. Look at the gray in my beard. Getting to be an old dog. I don't know how many years left I got on the YouTube. Maybe a year. You think I can make it another year before I'm too old and have to quit?
Did you shut up? Did you just say look at all the gray in your beard, sir?
Oh yeah,
Who are
but
you
I
talking
had a
to?
nice, beautiful black beard. Yours has been what Kinsley call it. My daughter called it
Brindle?
brindle, like a dog, a dog's fur color that has like the black and kind of the
Mm-hmm.
silverish. And she said, "Yeah, Dizzle, you've got your beard is like brindle." No, honey, he's just an old man. We love you, Dizzle.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully there'll be a lot more of Dizzle and I. Dizzle, is that working out for you next week?
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yep.
Oh boy. There's gonna be a fun behind the scenes tour of Debo and Dizzle, some Debo and Dizzle fishing for a few days. It's gonna be a blast. I am as
Mm-hmm.
excited as I could get. Oh, and Steven, another good fishing friend out there. It's fake gray. It's a fake beard. Yep. I have been told that back in the day when it was like really good shaped, when I went to the barber and it was nice and beautiful, there were people on the YouTube that made fun of me. Well, I had like 2 or 3 comments. Dude's like, I can't watch this guy. Clearly he's wearing a fake beard. And somebody else, these were like different videos. Some other guys like, is that dude's beard real? It looks fake. Is it glued on? What?
Yes.
Get a life, people. What the hell's wrong with people out there? But anyway, fishing questions, fishing fun. How about you, Dizzle? You've been done any fishing the last few days?
Um, I think I went out a couple of times, didn't get anything, worthwhile. Oh yeah, I did catch a PB. What was that last week? I think
Oh
it was
yeah,
last week,
we didn't
wasn't it?
share that,
Yeah.
did we? Did we
No,
share
we
that?
haven't done this since I caught that. So
I
yeah.
think we did. No, I think we did. I think we did talk
No,
about that one.
no, I don't think
No?
so.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
maybe we
Tell
did.
us,
I don't
Dizzle,
know.
what was it on? What'd you
Do you
catch
want
it
to
on?
guess? Do you want to guess?
Oh yeah, swim jig, because
It
that's all
was
Dizzle throws.
it
It's a
was a
swim
swim
jig.
jig. Mhm.
I've
Mhm.
always got
Mhm.
one tied on. It's basically my favorite lure.
Yeah, it was crazy too. Honestly, I thought it was a snag at first. I didn't feel the bite. I didn't feel anything. I was fishing it past a spot that I had previously lost 87 chatterbaits in. So I was like, "Oh, great, I lost another one." And then you felt that dunk 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 that tug, you
Yeah.
know?
Like, wait a minute.
And then I was fighting it, and I don't know what happened with my line. I think the line kinda got caught up in the hang up or whatever it was, and, I felt it pop, and I was like, it's gone. I lost it." And then it starts digging again, and then I realized how big it actually was. I was like, "As long as thing isn't foul hooked, it's up there." Maybe we did talk about this. I don't remember.
I don't know. It's okay. Dizzle caught a PB. We love that
Mhm,
on the swim jig. I mean,
mhm.
I haven't really tossed a swim jig. I don't think at all this year. I don't think I've tossed a single swim jig, to be honest.
Really?
Maybe once.
Yeah, I think
I'm just
that's
too busy throwing
all.
poppers.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've been pretty swim jig heavy, chatterbait heavy, jig, obviously. Yeah, I haven't thrown a whole lot of crazy stuff. That's always fun.
I'm getting some. I mean, we got some fun questions already. Leave your questions, and if you can, when you leave them, do it like Darwin did with the big question at the beginning. It makes it really easy for me. I'm not trying
Mhm.
to discourage chat talk. Please talk amongst yourselves and have the other side quest conversations going. That's what makes this fun. But if you have a question, it just makes it easier for me to see and tag real quick. So talk amongst yourselves, have fun. That's what this is about, man. I don't know how many. So I put a thing out on YouTube and Instagram, and man, stuff was all over the place. There was no, like, really the only kind of similar request for tonight's live was like fall fishing stuff. We just kind of did a couple, so I'm like, the other, well, there, I'm sorry, besides fall fishing and besides what won, there was really no like big winner out there. Except I think with fall fishing, and then people just saying, just have a great fishing live of questions and hanging out, talking around a campfire type deal. And that is what, like I've said before, that's the best compliment I've ever got is Debo just seems like a fun guy to hang around the campfire, talk fishing, and have a few dad pops or whatnot. You're on mute there, Dizzle. I don't know what you're saying.
Good
Oh,
lord.
there you go.
Yeah, the connector from my microphone to my computer came slightly unhooked when I tried to move it,
Oh
and
yeah,
that
your microphone's not connected right now, I don't think either, because you sound far
what?
away.
Oh,
Yeah, Greg, which Greg and I are meeting up tomorrow to do some yak fishing. Got a present for Greg. Yeah, he said ice fishing is a subject. What the hell, Greg? The hell do
hey,
you mean ice fishing?
is this
What?
better?
Yes, now you sound handsomely amazing. Okay, let's get to questions here. Let me grab a couple. I saw 2 or 3 more that I missed. One. Um, oh yeah,
Mm.
Malone for sure. Darren for Wendell has been absolutely on a tear this year with the swim jig.
I like them.
Catching
I like them.
swim jigfish here,
Mhm.
here. Oh my, there was a lot more than I
Mhm.
thought.
Oh,
Here.
Lord.
Steven says I'm messing with your mic like I mess with your drag. It's not a thing. I've never touched his drag. Okay,
I
let's
don't
start
believe
here because
that.
I've got a whole bunch of them saved here. Okay, starred comments. Can they come up?
Okay.
Oh, perfect. And I can hit them this way in the field. Okay, so Mr. Bassel's chat. First question: 5 lures you have not fished yet. Do you mean this year, or do you mean ever? Like I've just never fished. I feel like that could be a lot of things, especially like the JDM stuff. And
Mhm. Yeah,
uh,
I don't even know what half of that stuff actually is either.
please expand on that question. While he's
Mm.
expanding on that one, so we know. Nuts question: where can I buy a fish hat? Well, that is a great question. See, I didn't have any more, so I just made my own. This was a cool little brand of Bills. I love these hats. I didn't
Those
want
hats
to
are
toss it,
awesome.
and the patch fell off, so I just wrote fish on it because it's my fishing hat because they are super comfy and I like it. I did just a short run for some fishing friends to test them out. The question is, am I going to do another run because they're probably going to be like $33 and that's not me making money on them like old Dizzle has on right there. I wanted to do something different. They are all stitched, embroidered with the puffy like lettering. So I want to do something different, not just a patch, but I don't know if it's going to be worth it for people. I don't know how many I would actually sell. And I'm not looking to, I would probably sell them for basically cost
$1,000,000.
$1 million. Once I ship them out, because then I'm gonna have to ship them all. And look, I've told people for 2 weeks, and I don't remember who it was that's asked me if I got their giveaway out, and I said I would do it last week, 2 weeks ago, and then this week, and I still haven't got them out. If you're a winner, I do have you on the board. Trust me, I've got your stuff, but I've not been out, so I'm not sure. Nuts. I was really hoping I could get the cost down, but if I'm going to do it like that, I want to do it right. I want to do good hats. They're the Richardson 112s with puffy paint, but
Basilisk said this year.
oh, this year. Okay. 5 lures that I've not fished yet this year. Oh, man. I feel like I could get really specific, and that's pretty easy. I will say I'll go 5 lures that have not really panned out for me this year like they have in the past. Number one for sure is chatterbait. I've thrown it a little bit, but it's just not been a bait that's consistently been hit for me.
Mhm.
Buzz bait, number two. I've thrown the heck out of the buzz bait, and it's like maybe one fish and then nothing, fishing it for an hour or 2 hours and nothing. So, um, 3, I've not thrown a finesse jig a ton. I did have
Mm.
a few catches on it the other day, but I've not really tossed it a bunch. Shaky head. I don't think I've thrown a single shaky head this year. Oh no, I take that back. I did at McBride. Um, but basically that was the first, really the only time. That's probably the big ones, I guess. I haven't thrown an Alabama rig. I haven't thrown a big swim bait. I suck at those anyway. So, how about you, Dizzle?
The funny thing is I have a big paddle tail tied on right now, and I actually have a Alabama rig tied on right now. I tried it
Now's
the
the
other
time.
day.
Yeah, I need to tie one on. One of those little, I forget Shane's baits, I think. One of those little
Yeah,
finesse ones.
I was gonna steal one of those from you, but I forgot to.
Yeah,
Um,
Dizzle was actually, you can't see it. Dizzle wrote, Dizzle was here. He stopped by and paid me a visit. We got to chat it up a little bit here. He went shopping in DEBO'S
mhm.
Fishing Emporium down here.
Yeah, there's a couple of jerks in there though. They wouldn't leave me alone. Kept bugging me the entire time.
Huh?
Dogs.
Oh,
Oh, speaking of, I was gonna take a selfie with him, but Fudge Stripe is actually still alive, just saying. And he is a friggin' tank.
I told you.
He is a
Nathan.
tank.
Nathan is one. I emailed you about a giveaway I won late August. Oh, Nathan, that's probably you then. Because that's just like what, a month ago? That's still relatively soon for me to get a giveaway out. I'm awful. I know. Let me just check real quick here. Make sure. Nathan, this isn't going to show, is it? I better not do
Mm,
that. But yes, Nathan, I do have you right here. And you're still up there, right there. Nathan Souza. Lures. You were just says lures. So yes, I got you. Random lures.
I'm gonna say 5 baits for this year, or a couple of baits anyway. I Debo, I hope you're sitting down for this. I didn't really throw a frog at all this year.
Oh, Dizzle.
It
I
just
didn't have an
wasn't
amazing frog year. I definitely caught some, but
it just wasn't in the
just
cards for a frog this year. So there was no frog. I threw a buzz bait a little bit, but I don't traditionally throw a buzz bait a whole lot. I don't think I've picked up I don't think I've picked up a jerk bait at all this year.
I love a jerk bait.
Um, God, really any topwater I haven't touched, so that's like a category times 10. Geez. I really wanted to do like wacky or a weedless wacky, some sort of wacky rig this year, just because I found an entire pack of like a wacky tool, all of the O-rings, like
Oh,
a crap ton of O-rings, and I was like, I should really use these, and I never busted it out.
you're like,
Yeah,
I'd
just
rather throw a swim jig.
yeah, swim jig. It is productive for me, but yeah, that's about
Yeah,
it
it's
for
funny
me
how
really.
things kind of go in ups and downs.
Hmm.
Like today, I got on that really good lipless bite. Like I said, probably like 20 some fish, 20-ish fish around in
Oh
there.
yeah, I haven't
But
thrown
it's
a
been,
lipless this year either, which
yeah,
is
I caught a
crazy.
few. Well, actually, it was my very first kayak trip out. That was probably the best day for size. I had multiple 3-pounders that day. I think one
Hmm.
was a 4. That was like the best day for size, bar none. I think I had 3 something and a 4.
Hmm.
Otherwise, the rest of the year has been like Dinkapalooza. That's why I am the master of dinks on the name here. Just fishing. Where would you look for fish after a lot of rain? We got 9 inches of rain. Water
Hmm.
is up and dirty. I mostly fish natural lakes that are weedy and sandy bottoms. Just fishing, I would look in the water for them. Next question.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Um, those the where the water's coming in at, look for where the food's gonna get in there. So if there's a pipe or anything like that, that's always Debo is like if we go to a lake that has one, Debo's like, I call the pipe, I'm getting on the pipe.
I call the pipe.
He's always on the pipe, man. But seriously though, like a pipe or an inlet or something like that.
Yeah, anything with
Um,
moving water, that's more
yeah.
summer. Like now, especially fish are going to start to move up shallow, especially with raining like that muddies it up. Windblown banks with that dirty water, especially if it's normally pretty clear, it really, really dirties that up. Don't be afraid to fish a lot shallower than you think. If you're like, oh, normally they're not up this shallow. Well, that water dirties up like that. The bugs and the little fish and everything are going to move up in that new green vegetation that's covered by water and such. Um, so I always try to fish shallower than I normally would.
Um, Ben said where the current is. We've covered that one and shallow and close to cover. I was going to say too, if there's been a bunch of rain and you have overhanging trees, stuff like that, where
It's now up
those
into it.
overhangs are now really close to the water. If you can get it in there, I would definitely try to do that also.
Agreed. Darwin, question: what's been your favorite finesse technique this year? Oh, you know what? This is going to be a little bit of a curveball. Mine, I already
Do
know
it.
hands down. The free rig, the little finesse free rig.
Okay.
Absolutely love it. So far, every time I've used it, it's been a hit. So I've got another one coming up that is, it'll be a 2-part video. Monday will be the popper. So I caught probably like, I don't know, 15 fish in the morning, the first few hours. And then the popper bite, like once the sun come up, no clouds, it just died. And it was like
Yeah.
good for a couple hours. So the popper video will be Monday, and then probably Wednesday it'll be the second half, which I ended up switching. It got windy, and I switched to a
Mm.
spinnerbait. And then like my little follow up on Rocky Points was that little free rig with the new X Zone craw. I'll show you guys this if you've not seen these. Both of them actually. I've got. Did I do the other one with? Oh, I've got another video saved up too, actually.
Mm.
So 2 of them. So y'all saw the one with the little missile baits one. Did a couple videos with those. Really like those, but the new X Zone stuff is pretty sick. So I've got actually 2 videos coming up with those. Let's see. I am sharing, right? Yes. And Dizzle, if you were going to say something or see something, go ahead while I'm grabbing this.
Um.
These.
What was I gonna
So
say?
this was the first one in this color. So there's going to be a video coming up of me throwing that on a little free rig, which was awesome. And then with these, and they make the black and blue green pumpkin right there. They call it, what do they call it?
I like that.
Where the hell's the color name? Am I blind? Oh, black, blue flake, green pumpkin. So yeah, those are sweet. Also got some of the little, I haven't thrown really a drop shot as of late. Threw it earlier in the year from the Yak. It definitely is a different game. But yeah, for me, free rig. How about you? What's been your finesse fish catcher of the year?
I mean, I don't get as finessey or small as what you do, but the free rig also.
Mm,
Um, Free rigs, it's just been dynamite and really has been for the last what's it been? 2 years? Three
three
years?
for you. Yeah.
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 I would
You've been
say,
singing praises of it.
yeah, and I guess I mean I don't know if you'd necessarily say call it finessey, but going with like a small like paddle tail on an underspin, like an undersized
Mm,
underspin also.
yeah, for sure.
Um,
Yeah, that's a good finessey little
yeah,
technique.
just
It's a sneaky good one.
yeah, it's crazy this year that I've been throwing bigger baits, which isn't necessarily something that's in my repertoire, but I haven't had any luck, and I've actually been going down even smaller on some things, and it's been working out.
Jermaine in the house. What's up, Jermaine? Hopefully you're well, my man. Jermaine, did you see D Rose retiring, hanging up the shoes? I might have shed a little tear. I was really hoping there was going to be something come out that said Bulls signed him to like a 1 week contract or a 1 day contract or something
Mm,
so he could retire as a Bull. But let's see. I'm just trying to catch up on swim bait or swim baits.
on some baits.
Somebody said, "Are you going to throw a swim bait?" No, I suck at them. I should tie one on for tomorrow, but I'm just awful.
Ah,
Pat, is that a okay? I'm working on it. I mean, most everything is cleaned up. All this over here, if you can't see it, all this is clean now. All of my everything is in planos now over here. It's definitely a lot cleaner. Over there looks messy. That kind of is. That's just like my desk stuff, but I don't really count that. All this
I
over
will
here is
I
completely clean.
will say where the chair and the dog bed is, um, you couldn't get to either one of
Yeah, you
those
couldn't
when I
get through
was
any of
there.
this. I had crankbaits and packages and stuff everywhere cleaning. So,
You need to double check the private chat every once in a while. I've been throwing,
okay.
questions in there that I see also.
Mr. Dove in the house. Oh, you'll catch him
Yes,
soon on a
sir.
frog dizzle. Promise you'll catch him on a lipless
Okay.
too. Ooh, that sergeant
Ooh.
is a great little lipless. We'll have more of that coming soon. Let's see. I think we're good. Paco, just real quick, since I didn't peg this when I saw it. No, I have not fished the 6 cents line through underspin. I have had people sharing that with me, saying, "Hey, this is pretty cool. Have you tried it?" So I've seen people that have had luck on it, but I have not. Most productive. I think I did get that one. Yeah, I think most of these I've got Dizzle except Paco's. I see you pegged that one twice and you just added it
Yeah.
again. Okay. So let's go back here. I think I've got most of the ones you have here. What weight, Nate's? What weight swim jig do you like? Usually 3/8. If it's a little bit windier, I want to get a little deeper, a little bit quicker. 1/2 ounce. How about you, Dizzle? What's been your secret swim jig? What
Um,
jig have you been throwing too? What'd you catch your PB on? Which one was it?
it was, the local, bait shop here in Waterloo.
Oh yeah, those
It's
ones
just
we
one
had
of
from
their
Nashville.
customs. I think it's the guy that makes I wanna say his name's Mike Weber. I don't know if they just bought out everything that he had, but, I mean, they're all labeled with his,
I
name
really
on
like
there,
those
so
too. Yeah, I had quite a
but
few
yeah,
of those.
yep. It was one
Okay.
of those, and I wanna say, was it 3/8 or was it a 1/2 ounce? Somewhere between there in that ballpark. I couldn't tell you right offhand.
Favorite braid for spinning reels? I would say probably either the Power Pro V2 Super Slick. That was like my old, well, Power Pro Super Slick. Now I think they have a V2 out.
Not the what was it? The 8 strand? Which one was it?
The Max
You
Quattro.
you broke
It's
off?
supposed to be more of a finesse. People love that. It's an expensive high braid. I had crap luck with the 50-pound for frogging. I broke off so much. Could have been a bad spool, but it was bad enough that I will never use that line again. So the current one I'm throwing and really liking, I like the P-Line TCB braid. It does fade. So if you want a braid that holds its color, that one will not, but that doesn't really matter to me because it still stays kind of white and yellow. But the new stuff they have out, the Endurex, completely keeps its color. It's a no fade and has lived up to that hype. I'm trying to think, what are the other ones I've thrown? Power
I'm
Pro.
just a simple man and go with the Power Pro.
Oh, the Daiwa. It's not flashy or anything. It was just the green. Oh, I brought up this to show stuff, but it's the hell is it? J braid. I think is such a good deal for budget braid. In my opinion, the best. 8 braids nice and slick, or the 8 strands nice and slick. And this used to be cheaper. Is that the? Oh, that's the Grand. Don't they still have the J braid 8 strand? Oh, here we go. Yeah.
No.
So this one right here. Oh, and they've actually got a neon green. Back when I used to use it, I just used the regular green. This stuff, but yeah, for a budget braid or a more budget braid, I know $17 still isn't super cheap, but really like that stuff. You can go with the 4 carrier too. It's just going to be a little bit more rough. I like a smoother braid on my spinning reels, so that stuff is good. Honestly, people hate it, but I've had really good luck with the smaller Fireline. People talk crap about it, but
Oh yeah.
it was fine to me. This stuff I didn't like, the new Berkeley stuff. For
What
spinning,
was
sorry, I should say, but for like frogging and stuff, 50 and 65 was fine.
that the
Stuff
Berkeley that comes with the suction cup on the back of the spool?
No,
Have you
that was
seen
the
that
old
stuff?
Strike King ones. Yeah, that was I
Was
don't
it
think
Strike?
they
Oh yeah, it
really
was Strike
make
King.
that anymore, but yeah. Where's the other? Oh, Suffix is always a good one too. I think 10-pound, they used to make 10-pound of that still. Yeah. I use 10-pound on one. I like this as like a great overall, like 30-pound. That stuff is legit. But yeah, the new P-Line, if you're looking for something that does not fray, or not fray, sorry, that
Fade?
does not fade. Yeah, this electric green I really like. So there you go. A few braids for you. Bassless again. Have you pulled the trigger on a I have not. He shared some cool spinner baits with me. Interesting kind of wire bend to it. I have not, but if I do pick some up, I will let you know. Ooh, Pat, holy smokes. We could do a whole video on this. How do you cover water? I don't know that my way's right. I tend to start with moving baits because if I can, I would rather catch fish on moving baits where I'm casting and winding, or, popping a jerk bait or something where I'm not like slow fishing, dragging, or hopping. Not that I don't hate to fish that way. If that's how they're biting, cool. That's what we'll do. If it's a Ned rig day, actually, here's a cool one I was just messing with. So this
And just to go ahead.
Hair on it. So this is Kuda. I haven't seen Kuda in the house tonight, but he hand ties these. It's a little finesse football jig, 1/16. And yes, Dizzle, this is a cut down Googie Rattling Ned, because with this thing as
You
just a
love
little
them.
finesse 1/16 with that thing on there, that actually looks pretty sick. I'm gonna have to tie that on for tomorrow as my finesse lure. I don't know. That's another question I'm gonna pose to you all. What should I throw tomorrow? What should be the focus of getting a video? Like, we want to see a video on this. I did grab a couple of these too. The new Berkeley Lipple.
I will say, in reference to the question, if you're there's 2 different types of covering water in my book. There's covering water on a new body where you're just trying to figure out the water, what's underneath it, especially if you don't have like a boat with sonar, a kayak, or whatever to be able to see what's down there. You're covering water trying to find some sort of structure, weeds, things like that, versus you're covering water trying to find where the fish are at. I would say for me, it's just a lot of fan casting, like, kind of Debo said. Start with one side and just kind of work your way 180 degrees to the opposite side, and just
Yep. Cutting the
casting
pie,
and
like you're cutting the pie.
hmm
Yep. Yeah, that's, I guess, kind of my deal is cover the water with, I usually start top water. Like if it's a time where I think a top water bite should be on, I start
hmm
top water because that's my favorite. I move down to something subsurface, whatever I think would be good for the day. And if that's just not panning out, I might have to slow down and try a jig or flipping a Texas rig, that kind of stuff. Isolated things, high percentage spots. But I don't know if that helped, Patrick. Hopefully that's what you were looking for. Nathan, what is your favorite Ned plastic? Ooh, honestly, actually, I just talked about this in my video. My favorite fall lures. The past few years, probably 3 years, has been either the larger Ned TRDs, the big TRD, or the X Zone Nico Ned zones. A little bit larger plastic with those EWG Ned heads. If y'all haven't thrown them, if y'all are still living under a rock, you got to try these, especially if you're a bank angler. And I think probably the nicest ones that I've bought, because I make my own, I've got my own mold. You can do that. But if you're not into lure making, probably the best out there right now, it used to be just Flatlands even make them. Flatlands was the very first ones I had ever tried. Yeah, they do. So they still make them out there. These are good. A little bit lighter wire, but overall good EWG net head. But probably the best on the market right now are the owner blockheads. A little bit more pricey, kind of anything with owner, but razor sharp hooks, decent wire. They're not super light, but they're not crazy heavy wire. And the big thing is they have a good amount of gap here from where it bends to the head. Cause I think it's like the Eagle Claw. I got some of those. They had them on sale for like super cheap. And like the Eagle Claw, whatever they are, something sharp, razor sharp or whatever. I've had good luck with that stuff. I've used the hooks. I've had jig heads, and other things, not the Ned heads, but I bought some of those thinking, yeah, if I can get some of these super cheap, people kind of crap on Eagle Claw, but I've had good luck with their stuff. So anyway, I bought some. The only problem with it is, what do you notice about you see could be an issue with these? There is zero gap between the hook
Zero.
bend and the head. Yeah. So it's like this only works with a Z-Man because it's so stretchy and it's so tough there. Otherwise, any other sort of plastic, you just barely skin hook it and it's one fish ripped out. So otherwise, I mean, they were decent hooks, sharp and everything. What do they call them? Oh, yeah, the laser sharps. It's kind of like their little step up from, the super cheap Eagle Claws. But yeah, the laser sharp stuff I've got actually still a bunch of net drop shot hooks. That's what I'd used for a long time, was the Keeper drop shots. Obviously, I'm not a drop shot master, but I had a bunch of those I'd got, and they had performed
An
very well.
inspiring one.
Yeah, just trying to be a drop shot fool. So that's me. Oh, I was going to show those real quick. Dizzle, how about you? What's been your favorite?
Honestly, I don't throw a whole lot of Neds. It's just, I mean, I'd probably rather just throw a jig.
Yeah,
Um, to me though, even though I hate Last Tech, it's probably going to be a Z-Man. Um, yeah, God, I just hate the fact that they're just so stubborn to get hook points through, and
yeah, you do cry about anytime you have to use
I
a Z
do,
thing.
I do.
Oh, you put my worm on my hook. I can't get it. And he's over there just kicking rocks. I'll get you, Dizzle. It's okay. So anyway, oh, whoops, I'm still sharing. Crepes. Here we go. Black, all black on these. Whoa.
Mm,
Can you see that picture? All black. The green pumpkin blue flake, I really like. That's a sneaky good one. And then just green pumpkin. Those have been the main ones. But this one, this Minnow Magic in Clearwater, that's what I caught that big 5.5 pounder on when I went up
oh,
Minnesota, filming with the Monster Bass crew. Was that one right there? That's I was actually before they were even they were not released yet. They had samples. I got to try and hooked a big one on up there.
Sounds delicious. Samples.
Yeah, samples. I do enjoy samples. Remember the old days when you could get, I don't know if you ever had them, but we had, I think it was Cub Foods. They would do the little pretzel rods and they would use those as the toothpick and they would stick them into like sausage or hot dogs, whatever type of meat they had. So instead of a toothpick, yeah, it was just you got to eat the whole thing, pretzel and meat and all. Oh yeah. Rob, question: thoughts on the difference and which one do you prefer between the Tatula 80? Ooh, gear talk. And the 70. I can't decide between the two. Okay. Big difference is, I will show you here. What are you going to use it for is my question. I think they both have aluminum frames. The big difference is, oops, let's go reels. Great pick on those two too. Two of my favorite reels out there right now. And if I go price, low to high, so I know where we're at, right about that 200 mark, right here. So the big difference is going to be on this one, the 70. Where does it show? Not that. 10 and 90 versus 16 and 90. So if you're flipping and pitching this 80, if you're throwing, and I thought, is the 70 an MGL spool?
Yeah, totally.
Dizzle, you stop it.
No
I
idea.
thought this had an MGL because this thing will absolutely sling a lure. I guess it's not. That's interesting. I could have swore this was an MGL. Anyway, this thing will cast a light lure extremely well, and it's got less line capacity on it. So if you're looking for those finesse stuff, jerk baits, that kind of thing, I would recommend this one, moving baits. If you're looking for like a jig rod, Texas rig rod, chatterbait, or I'm sorry, reel, not rod, I would go with the 80. 80 has an aluminum frame, aluminum side plate. It is a little tank. So
Mr. Tackle Junkie just weighed in on the 70 SV.
That's what he chose.
Mm-hmm.
Jim, when are we going to get you on a live again? Quit working so late on Saturdays. We need the four horsemen of the fish apocalypse. You and Mr. Hank. I haven't talked to you guys for a minute. I am way behind on comments too. I'm at 7:49, so I'm 20 minutes behind. Yeah, Bassos, that's a great point. Yeah, Randy must have a few years of videos saved up, mustn't he? What's that? Oh, help! Can hear you. Let's see. Gosh, I'm so far behind. I'm sorry, guys. My finesse has been a stupid tube. That was my thing to work for the year. I'd thrown it a little bit at the beginning of the year. Mr. Mike Dub is probably going to get us on a good stupid tube bite, I hope. So there will definitely be a video of that coming, I would bet, soon. Let's see. Oh my God. If I ever find out who the F this is, dude, cracking me up. I about pissed my pants the first time this came on. DEBO'S Cypler. That is, oh my gosh. Happy birthday, Lord DEBO. May your next catch be a 10-pound bass. Oh my gosh, you guys cracking me up. This is why you guys are too funny. I love that. I posted the other day, speaking of a 70. So my 70 was part of the great kayak disaster of 2024. I lost mine. But I had a subscribed fishing friend who wished to remain anonymous, John. But
it's not how anonymous works.
Well, I mean, that's basically leaves it out there as a anonymous.
John Q Sample.
Yeah, John Cusack. Anyway, isn't he an actor? Or is that John Cusack? Anyway,
well, they're brother and sister.
I had a subscribed fishing friend send me a Tatula 70. Said I used it a couple times, didn't like it. Told him not to. I'm like, no, dude, you don't
Dang.
got to do that. And I don't know if Rob's still on. Rob, I'm going to do a post of too. Rob, I got a 256 gigabyte little micro card. Not this one. This is for my camera, but the ones that go on the little GoPros. Rob gifted me his GoPro 6 after I told him not to send it. Still did it, and I got an arm thing for the back of my kayak. So now I have a behind me over the shoulder view for those sick topwater blowups of 1 pound bass that I catch. But it's going to be another view of that is going to be pretty dang sweet. So I have some awesome fishing friends like that out there. You don't have to send stuff. I don't mean it's just the people that send stuff, but all the people that I've met, like I said, that's why I call you guys and gals fishing friends is, I've made friends with people that I've never met, that I would love to fish with someday. So super cool community. I get very little hate. I know some channels have a bunch of that trolls and stuff that they deal with. So that's why I appreciate the hell out of you folks that support me and watch me. And G fan, speaking of somebody who supported me for a long arse time, why are you gentlemen so dang handsome? That, sir, that is you. And I still have the Atari lunchbox up there. Still the winner of the coolest person to ever package a subscribed Fishing Friend gift box. G-Fan with the Atari lunchbox. Okay, I'm going to go back. I know I'm way behind, 7:56, but I'm going to go back to questions here because we were rolling on those. So Rob, hopefully that question or that helped there, Rob. Little Rich, question: what unique lures are you getting out for the fall? Big topwaters. What unique lures are you getting out for the fall? I wouldn't say anything super unique. I do like the bigger topwaters. I'm not going to say like super big, but like to me, the KVD Sexy Dog is a decently big topwater. I think 4.5 inches. So I love those in the fall. I cannot wait to get on a hot topwater walking bait bite. That's going to be coming up here, and that's going to be absolute fishing pandemonium soon because, man, when that bite is on, it is so fun. So I like those. Those are a little bit bigger. As far as anything new, I don't think it's going to be out in time. Why didn't I go to hard baits? The Rapala, is it Jowler? I think is the name of it. Kind of looks like the evergreen shower blows mixed with, I forget what the other one is. 4.5 inch, 7/8. So it's just under an ounce, 4.5 inch, a little bit larger bait, but that's that kind of profile. That's the same as like the Reaction Innovations Vixen. People go goo goo gaga over those. The Teckle, the hell is it? I had it. Lost it. The Rovers, the Excite Baits Heckler is actually another really good one. It's basically the same kind of body style, but that's probably my favorite, like larger one. I know that's not huge. Whoops. But that's my answer. Dizzle, how about you? Do you have any bigger, weird topwaters? I'll show that other one here real quick too.
I don't. Like I said, bigger scares me. Yeah, James P just made a comment, and I was just looking for it about have you seen a Debo, the crappie that dude caught
Yeah.
somewhere south?
No, it was actually in the private lake just west of me. It's that lake.
Was it?
Where you have to live there to fish it. I'm not trying to take away from it. It's just saying.
Okay,
but,
there it was. Dang.
Anyway, it's like 4 pounds, 1 ounce or 2 ounce, something like that. I'm like,
go forward,
dude, that is ridiculously big.
4.08.
That is a giant.
So there was a thing.
I think it was like 18 and a half inches, something like that.
It's huge. It really does look like a bass almost, but it was
what was I going to look up?
They were having to test it because they weren't sure if it was like some sort of hybrid or if it was like a legit
That's right.
black
Yeah, if
crappie.
it was an actual black or if it was a black white crappie hybrid. Yeah, I did see that.
And if it was the hybrid, it wasn't going to be a record, but since it is,
well, hopefully it gets it. That would be.
Yeah, no, it's updated. It's on their website.
Cool. This is the one I wanted to try, but I don't think it's going to be out. Yeah, December. So usually
18
topwater
inches.
fishing by the time December, Christmas comes, it's usually pretty slow here since it's 30 degrees. But I think this thing looks really neat. There was one of the colors that not that one. Oh, this matte shad. I think that color looks really good. Any like shaddish, like the shiner color of shad, not like the black. Well, I mean the black with or the silver with like the black back does good around here. But this specifically, usually they call it like a shiner color. Always seems to kill around here, especially with a little bit of purple. Not that they're going to see that top, but it's got like a cup on the mouth. So I think it's like the evergreen shower blows is kind of what it looks like. And I've got a couple of those small ones. I haven't really thrown them. What am I doing here? Giving people wonky eyes for me rolling this all around.
Rolling and scrolling.
Scrolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, shower blows. It's got like kind of a cup mouth. It doesn't really show it, but that's actually a sick color right there. What is that? Ghost threadfin. They have a shiner color. So there's like your American shad, kind of your silverish black back. Shiner? Got a shiner? Oh, blueback herring. Philip, are you in here? Show them something they haven't seen. Ooh, I like that.
Give me the access for a second there, Debo, to the screen sharings. Yeah, so this is that tank of a fish. 18 inches. Thing is massively huge.
So they have, if we get safe ice this year, I don't know if they still do it, but that lake, they would allow one day of the year of a open ice fishing tournament. Anybody could fish it. I think the
Really?
proceeds for like keeping, the lake or whatever, which doesn't make sense because wouldn't they have the homeowner dues? I don't know what it goes to. Anyway,
Yeah.
maybe they just put it on for fun, but
What HOAs are for.
Anyway, I would like to do that again. They stopped doing it there for a few years with the COVID stuff, and then it came back. They were going to do it last year, and then we had 3 days of safe ice, and then it was gone, so they didn't. But
Hey,
yeah,
Debo,
there's
did you
some.
shake that soda up already?
I did.
Weirdo.
I love
You nerd.
flat pop.
Ugh.
Not completely flat, almost flat. Okay, Rich. Oh, that was Rich's question. So there you go, Rich. Jason, what would be your most productive bait right now in the fall season? I don't know that I always have.
What are they? Are you answering this as in what are they traditionally, or what would be like your go-to most productive?
Oh, I
Just
was thinking
if someone.
traditionally because right now I'm
Yeah,
just
that's what
barely
I'm
got it.
saying.
Yeah, so I would say like spinnerbait, lipless, topwater walking bait, jerk bait, Ned rig,
Crankbait,
cranking bait of some sort.
like
Yeah,
a like a
like a
DT4.
diver. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
about it. Yeah, those are the big ones for me. D-Do Jr. How about lures that are a waste of time throwing from the bank? Well, that completely depends on the spot.
Yes.
So like one,
Agreed.
I would say, for example, jerk bait. Too deep of diving jerk baits can be, but don't be afraid to try floating jerk baits because you can work them down, and once you hit stuff, they can float up. Or look for those spots where there's really steep drop offs. It's kind of tough because there's so many that you can make work in certain spots. Like obviously 20-foot diving, crankbaits is probably not going to be a deal most any spot that you bank fish. But I would say just look at the things that people, might be catching them on the area and look for a way to make it bank fishing friendly. Like a chatterbait, go to like the cross-eyes chatterbait, which is a weedless one. What else? If you're throwing like a jig, try to go with like a little round ball head finesse jig, as light as you can get away with, but still keep bottom contact.
I personally, I like to cut the skirts back. I don't know. That's usually all time of the year though. That's just me. Make
You
it
are a skirt trimmer.
even more compact looking.
K-Dub, question. Everyone's talking about downsizing for shad fry. Okay. The shad spawn was months ago in VA, North Carolina. and have been small all summer. To be honest, I feel YouTubers are just trying to sell baits. Your thoughts? No, so the fish that you will see from this year, yeah, are going to be small because they're the fry of the year. There could still be stuff from year past that just aren't that big. Would depend on food source. Fish are only going to grow as quick as much food as they have. So if you have a lake that's overpopulated with shad, you might have really small shad for quite some time. That's the reason they drained lakes here around us, because people had stocked it with yellow bass and stuff, and the yellow bass were all stunted at like 6 to 8 inches, which those things can get to be like huge, great to eat. But yeah, once you stun them out like this, and then they're eating everything else. I've got one of the local lakes that we have. I mean, it has huge shad in it too, but you always see shad like up and around little bait fish. So
God, haven't they've drained like at least two, if not
I
more
can think of
lakes
3.
around a
Yeah,
3,
I can
yeah.
think of 3 for sure
And two of
because
those
of
were
that.
because of that. The third
Yellow.
one,
Yeah, third
yeah,
one was just shad, but
yeah.
oh, actually 4. Yeah, because the third one they're just dredging it and stuff or whatnot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
So yeah, I don't
crazy.
know. People talk about that, man, and I am not the person to ask because I don't know for sure. You know, you hear people about, and I'm not even talking about later in the year. I just know certain times it seems like they're keyed in on smaller bait, specifically in the fall. I mean, you hear people like we were just talking about throwing larger topwaters, throwing big swim
Mhm.
baits. Now's the time to do it. Throwing all this stuff. So I don't know. It could be the lake. Maybe those fish are just mm, more apt to eat smaller bait. I don't know. But I have the same question, man. I've asked that before too, because people will be like, "Oh, fall now is a perfect time to throw that big swim bait," and I'm like, "Yeah," but you hear people talking about match the hatch, which is small fish. So
Mhm. Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
all really going to be, what the actual body of water is. I mean, I've fished on some places where you would think a regular size lure would, just be dynamite with everything else going on, but there's just nothing that's biting on anything that big because there's nothing in there that's that big. So it's all about where you're fishing out.
Or we don't have enough confidence to burn an entire
Mm.
day fishing a big bait
Yeah.
like that, looking for one bite. I shouldn't say confidence. I don't have the patience to do that. I'd rather be out and catch
Hmm.
20-pound and a half, 2-pounders than catch one 5-pounder throwing a swim bait for 8 hours and finally catching one.
True.
That's just me. Okay, Rich. What lures do you only bring out during the fall? Something that only works in cooler water. I wouldn't say only
Mm.
fall, but probably suspending jerkbait comes to mind as like my favorite cold water lure because like it always produces, and it's not one that I'm usually going to fish like through the hot summer and vegetation, because once fall starts to come, that vegetation will die back, die off from the banks, start to die out, deeper. And you can fish a lot of that stuff that's just hard because of the grassy lakes that we have here. Now around the country that can be different if you're fishing, deep clear water reservoirs and other spots, but that's the first one that comes to mind. Second would probably be like a blade bait, is basically only a cold water
Mm.
thing that I would throw. I'm not very good with them. I've caught a limited number of fish, but that's one that I would think of. You, Dizzle?
I don't really have anything besides a jerkbait that would pop into my head that I would actually fish. I'm sure there's a bunch out there, but
Okay, so now I'm just trying to go by and hit questions here. I'm at 7:56, so I'm basically a half hour behind. What? Ooh, Micah, that'll be one for like a video toward the end of the year, because yes, I do. I appreciate that you said that, because I do always try to have at least 1 or 2 techniques that I want to get a lot better at or try if it's new. David, any real mods or maintenance lately that you were impressed by? Real
mating
mods or
maintenance. What is that word? I don't know what that word means.
maintenance. I'm not sure if you're asking about like things that I've added or like new things for real maintenance, or if you're just asking like any of that along with reels. I will say reels that I've been really impressed by is that Daiwa Tatula 100 SV, the new one that they just put out. Dude, that thing will sling a bait. I don't know how many times I had my lipless stuck in a tree today because I'm like, oh, I should be good, and then straight through. That reel is legit. Might be the reel to dethrone the Zillion not because it's better, but because it's $130 cheaper and it's really close to it.
I was trying to pick up a reel that had aftermarket grips on there, and this jerk was just like didn't want to have anything with me, taking it or anything because oh, it's mine, it's expensive, blah, 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 whatever. Debo.
I know
It
you're
was
talking
your
about.
it was your reel with the
Oh, yeah, when you're
Gilmex
trying to
handles
pocket
in.
my reel. Yeah, I told
Yeah.
Dizzle, I said, "You have free reign, dude." I said, "Grab some sacks." Actually, I told him he could have 1 sack worth of stuff. He ended up leaving with a bucket and like 2 sacks. I'm like, "That's all right. Take advantage of me, dude. Take whatever you want. Here
You
I
were
am. I opened
forcing
the
it
door to
upon
be
me.
nice." Yeah,
Did you
I
ever
sent him
find those
home with
spunk shads yet?
Yes, dude, they were on
Did you
right
dig
next to
rip?
my painting table. Absolutely pissed
That's
me off.
hilarious.
I'm like, I give Dizzle crap about spunk shad so much. I'm like, dude, I gotta send you home with some. Couldn't find them, and I literally had just seen them like the day before when I was quote unquote organizing. I'm very much a pile and box organizer. Horrible habit. It's very ADHD of me, which I'm glad to learn. Like I knew I've had like some kind of quirks all along. Definitely I am a late diagnosed ADHD. Anyway, I am a very much pile organizer. And once I organize and move stuff and put it in places, it's like I can't find it forever because it's like I know exactly what box it was in. But anyway, yes, I found them. So Philip, glad to see you're on. I did shout out some blueback herring stuff for you there. What silly excuses Georgia fans gonna have? I don't know. Did they lose today? And there's a mosquito in here. The F?
Are they losing? Yeah, I think the game's on right now.
I don't
Is
know.
it? Maybe, I
Oh,
don't know.
let's
Mm.
see.
Ah,
Oh, Rich. Oh, for sure, baitcaster. The only ones I wouldn't throw on a baitcaster would be those like real small ones. But now I just throw that on a BFS because I'm a BFS convert. So, yeah, I really don't like too many things where I have to like consistently work with the spinning reel. That's not comfortable to me at all. Like if I'm hopping something or like moving the tip up, that's fine. But like trying to work an action of a lure with a spinning rod is not comfortable to me at all. Hey, Jermaine, I appreciate that. Like the video, 200 plus people in here. Drop a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, go
yeah.
watch something else. No hate, no dislike. Still love you. Just go do something else. But yeah, give the thumbs up. Helps old Debo out. What else?
I sent a link in the private chat. You don't need to click
Oh,
on that.
okay.
That was the crappie.
Oh, okay. Lindsay Rupp. So I'm looking at questions that Dizzle posted in here. Am I? Oh, whoa. Hold on. I am way far behind. Let me
Whoa,
scroll up
whoa,
here. David. Okay, that was
whoa.
his. Jim. Do you have a recommendation for replacement reel hunters for a Tatula 100? Great reel, but hate the handles. Dude, my only complaint with the new Daiwa reels, the sissy little tiny handles. I cannot stand them either, man. I don't know what kind of money you're talking. These were on sale. I think Amazon Days is coming up too in October. Let me look here real quick. But they had them on sale. The Gomexus knobs, if you go out to Amazon, they're Gomexus, Gomexus.
Don't forget you're not sharing.
Yeah, I wasn't
You're
going
wanting
to
to.
just gonna see if they had them
Okay.
up there. They had them on sale for like 35. Yeah, see they're back up to 59. I would look for sales. This is what they are here. Just make sure you get the right size because Daiwa's an 8mm reel handle. I want to say off the top of my head. And they used to sell them with, or I think they still do. They sell them with the different size reel nut, and it's cut different right here to either fit Shimano or Daiwa, depending on which one it is. So, but this is what I would recommend. I absolutely love these things. The knobs are a little bit larger. This piece replaces your reel nut. They switched this. The old ones didn't have that. Yes, they're pricey. I'm not going to even pretend that they're cheap. 59 bucks is ridiculous for a handle, but they
They
are
feel
so
really good.
nice. But yeah, look for sales because they'll drop them down to like 35 bucks, which is a lot easier for me to swallow than 60 bucks. So, Otherwise, something cheaper. I would look to see Daiwa used to have a sale on the old Daiwa handles. If you like those rounded ones, like that have the little Daiwa cut in them. I really like those. Those were fine to me. And I replaced, actually, I put that on my old Zillion. I put those old Daiwa handles on. So I agree, man. I hate those little tiny handles. Let's see. Ken Brown. I'm very stubborn and only use spinning setups. Okay. Am I only going to struggle, or I'm sorry, am I going to struggle throwing certain lures? No, I think anybody can make it work. A lot of it's a comfort thing. You know, if you're comfortable with them, don't let other people piss on your parade and tell you, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta use a bait caster if you want to be a real fisherman. If you can make them work for you, I mean, that's completely fine. My only thing would be spinning rods tend to run a little soft.
Mm-hmm.
So there might be things where maybe you struggle for a hook set, but I go braid to a leader on all mine, so that kind of helps negate a softer rod. I
I
mean,
know.
short answer would be no. I mean, you can probably make it work for about anything, especially with the stuff they have these days.
Yeah, I know. I threw for the longest time. I was throwing like I guess the rivet style of frog, topwater soft plastic frog on a spinning rod. I had a old St. Croix Triumph that I was using on that, and it had some braid on there, and I caught ridiculous fish on there, tons of pike, big fish too, on top water, and it seems to hold up just fine. Just like Debo said, find the one that works for you, and don't worry about any of the jack wagons that say that you're silly for doing what works for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a preference thing. I think there's, power fishing things that are probably better suited for a bait caster.
Hmm.
But I mean, you can make it work. To me, it's a comfort thing. I would rather fish a bait caster all day if I can, but if, I have to pick up a spinning rod and use it, that's fine. I'll do it. It's just more comfortable for me. I'm way
Hmm.
more accurate with a bait casting rod, and I can usually cast farther with my bait casting setups compared to, but I'm not throwing super heavy stuff usually on. So I don't know. I'd probably have to test, but usually I would say I'm casting farther on my bait caster for the most part.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, Calvin question. I'm looking to pick up a medium heavy bait casting rod and reel for 260 bucks. What would you suggest? I already have a medium power. Oh, I would for sure say a 7-ish foot, medium heavy, moderate fast to fast. Most of the fasts, well, I shouldn't say most of the fasts. A lot of the fasts are going to be kind of more of a softer, moderate fast, as a do it all for exactly what you need. Gosh, man, that's a wide open question. I don't even know where to start. And
Yeah,
I
I mean,
have
it's that length is good, Debo, but they have to take into consideration how tall they are also. I
yeah,
mean, if you're shorter of a guy,
shorter
that's
rods.
gonna
And
be, kind of a long rod to
I would just say a 7
work.
foot
And
is, to me, a pretty good do it all for about anybody.
oh yeah, 100% though. Yeah.
Even if you are shorter, like 7 foot isn't horrible. So,
Mm-mm.
let's see. Lindsay Rupp says, Debo, which Revo, if you've used it, do you like for just some general fishing? I have used most of the new Revos, and I am hands down my favorite, which I don't know, might surprise people, is why am I not?
Mhm.
Is the Revo SX. I really, really like that reel. I wish it was like $20 cheaper, and I think it would get more traction. Oops, let's just go reels. Because I feel like it's in kind of that weird price point. Like there's this weird thing of like $100 reels. People are like, yep, I can spend that. And I feel like the next point's always like 150. I can't go over 150. The
Mhm.
Revo SX, I think, is like 170. Yeah, 169 to 180. So the rockets, which are like the 9 or 10 speed of this, are the 189. Otherwise, they're 169 bucks. But look for a sale. I absolutely love this reel. Talk about whoever that was. I forget your name. Talking about handles. The new Revo absolutely killed the handle game for me. I love it. The knobs are longer. It's like this piece is way longer than any stock knob you're going to get. And they are, to me, just super comfortable. I wish they had some sort of like stippling or like,
Texture.
yeah, texturing, because they are kind of slick. If your hands get wet, they do like slip off. But otherwise, solid. They did change up the frame a little bit, which I think is a lot more comfortable. Overall, I think the new Gen 5s are great reels. So, yeah, for sure, the SX out of all of them is my favorite. Let's see, the wet dog smell. Are your lakes in Iowa mostly natural or man-made ponds and reservoirs? Mm,
I mean, there's a good amount of both, really.
that's one thing about Iowa. Yeah, we don't have trophy lakes, but when I talk to other people of like, oh, I only fish super clear lakes, or I only fish reservoirs, or I
Mhm.
only fish, places like Gunnerville, that are just chock full of this, we've got a great mix of a lot of different things.
Oh,
We don't
yeah.
have 10 pounders around here, but we've got clear water spots, we've got impoundments, that used to be like quarries or places that were dug out for like dirt, so like man-made,
Mhm.
like when they're
Flooded
building roads
forest,
and stuff.
the
Yeah,
Army
for those
Corps
stone
engineer
walls.
places.
Yep, flooded forests. We've got places that are offcuts of the river that they ended up just damming up and making
Mhm.
lakes. We do have reservoirs. Well, we've got rivers. I know that's not, I don't
I
think, in your
mean,
question, but
natural lakes are
yeah,
out there too, you know?
we've got natural lakes. So yeah, a good little mix of both. I'd probably say most of our stuff is more man-made or like cutoffs from the
Man
river.
assisted.
Yeah, man assisted. That's a good
Mhm.
way to put it. But yeah, we've got a pretty good, like, I've got lakes I can go fish pads. I've got lakes I can fish grass. I've got
Mhm.
really woody lakes. There's crank and rock lakes. We've got a decent
Rocks,
little, yeah, mix of.
like mucky, muddy, gross bottom, clear, dirty, stained, the whole 9, yeah.
I wish we lived closer to like Okoboji, Spirit Lake up there. That's probably some of the best fishing in Iowa. But that's basically
It's
a
definitely
4 or 5 hour
it's
drive
good
for me.
fishing up there. I mean, there's a lot of water to cover, and, you really have to pick and choose your times to go and fish there just for the simple fact with all the pleasure boating going on, it
Oh
can
yeah.
get icky.
Yep. What do we let's see. What's tonight's give? Let's get some giveaways going here. I got multiple. It's just gonna be some, man, I put a huge drawer plus another big huge box of stuff that I'm just gonna start stuffing giveaways. So we got some fun ones here that I can package up. Then I'm gonna get to looking at questions here real quick.
Real
Um,
fast, Lucas
yeah.
Flint said, "We got a lot of damn lakes in Iowa." Putting I assume he was going for the pun on that, like a dammed up lake.
Yeah, I get it.
I thought it was funny.
That was hilarious. If Dizzle didn't think it was funny, I would have laughed, but I had to hold back and not. I appreciate a good dad joke. Trust me, as a dad myself, I appreciate dad jokes. Let's see. What are we gonna make it? Hashtag. Hmm. I don't know. We're just gonna be lame and do this. Nobody guessed it. All right, let's get some giveaways rolling here. Oops, not that screen. Hashtag fun, because that's what we're having tonight. Fun, whether you like it or not. I just did something that was short. People appreciate that. Okay. Let's see. What BFS setup would you suggest? I am very new to the game. I am having fun with the BFS stuff. I would say message the guys on Instagram at Bait Finesse Empire. They would be more than happy to help you. They have been super kind to me. So Bait Finesse Empire. Message them, tell them Debo sent you. I don't get a kickback or anything, just that I sent you because they were very nice to me and picking gear and stuff. I actually put in an order to get the reel that I forget what it is, that budget. It's like the new Cernoia one, basically an $80 BFS reel. And they questioned me on it, like, what are you going to use this for? Because you got the slow speed. You do know that these don't have like, I know you probably crank and stuff. Maybe that's what you're thinking. We got to talking, and yeah, very nice of them to reach out. So good folks. Johan, what do you do when you see blowups in the middle of the lake where you don't have access? Put your thumb out and see if any of the boats around will give you a ride so you can fish topwater and catch those fish. If you're just a bank angler, nothing. I mean, there's nothing you can do, dude. Get a kayak, get a john boat. I will say that kayak fishing has opened up a whole new level of fun for me. I mean, I already had a john boat, so I could take that out. It's just the ease of the kayak, man, is head and shoulders different. I don't have to worry about a trailer. I can just throw it in the back of my truck. It is a lot of fun. I will say that.
Yeah, I kind of said something along more the lines of swear and kick stuff and cry, but realistically, you can't really. You never know what it was. Is it a bass? Maybe. Is it a turtle? Is it a
Yeah,
carp? Is
carp.
it
Yeah,
anything else?
carp
I
will
would just focus on what you can get to, and don't worry about what you can't.
We got that question. Favorite size spinning reel? Fishing with John Boy. What is my favorite size spinning reel? I personally don't like the super small ones. Even for my finesse stuff, I think a 2000 size is a great, like, do it all. You can really do anything on it. For like my Ned rigs and stuff where I'm picking up line, I like a 3000 size just because it picks up more line per turn, usually a bigger spool on it. But I think, like, for my do it all, if I can only choose one size forever, probably 2000 size.
I would probably be in the same boat.
Julie says, Debo, tomorrow try throwing some of the wall baits. Oh, off the wall baits, I think is what she meant. That you never throw, like a rat, a big creature bait, 10-inch worm, big swim bait. Now is probably the time to throw a rat bait or a big swim bait. The big worm bite has probably already kind of left. That's a summer thing here, which I did try throwing a big 10-inch worm and I did not have luck. That was another one that usually I can always have a good day of a big worm, but yeah, maybe I'll try. I've got a couple cool ones up here. Oh gosh, who is it? There was another one. I forget his name. There's two of them, but yes, that might be something that I take out tomorrow. I say that and I'll end up fishing a Ned rig. I'm not doing that. Okay, let's see. Let's do a couple giveaways here. We'll talk a little bit, and then we'll do a bigger giveaway to end the night. And so you don't have to put in again. I'm just gonna draw for the same. So even if you enter 5 times, it still just counts as one. I am sharing, right? Yeah. Okay, so the first winner, real quick, must be present to win. I'm gonna have to skip forward on all these comments, dang it. Oh my gosh, Mac. Mac was the OG king of this or that questions, which I absolutely love. This or that questions. Mac, since you're the winner, you have to give us a couple this or that's. And Mac, you will need to email me, debosfishing@gmail.com. And
Mac
tell
is
me
here.
what you would like. I'll try to cater to you if I can. And what was I going to say? Oh, a screenshot of your YouTube, so I know it's you, Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, real quick, I'll write this down, Dizzle, if you want to ask a question. Or...
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking through different things. He took his earphones out, earbuds out, didn't he? You know, why wouldn't he? Let's see here. Just in general, just because I want to know because I've recently busted it back out. What is everybody here with us, or how does everyone here with us feel about the dyes slash scents, Spike It? I know Yum has it. A bunch of different companies have the different scents slash dyes, but do you guys use those? I personally do like them. Spike It has the pins; those are super handy, and they also have an aerosol can that I found as well. I enjoy that just
Cramps
because
in the
it
house. What's up, Cramps?
it's not in jeopardy of spilling all over your stuff that way. Debo, your thoughts? I know obviously you use it, but the Spike It's.
Dude, I love the markers. I'm all in on the markers.
Mm-hmm.
No mess, no. Oh, I dropped it. Now it's air all over everything.
Mm-hmm.
I love them. Yeah, Lucas, that's what we always say too. And most of the time they are. Whoever was saying that, asking about stuff jumping, if you see things porpoising and 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a carp. Usually bass aren't doing that unless you're seeing little flickers. I mean, they certainly can, but most all the time when it's just kind of a big porpoisey whale, it's carp.
And you probably get at least half of a glance at it. You're probably going to see it's a darker fish.
That's the other big thing too, Ruben. Really good point. When you see them kind of come up and swirl where you just see the back of it, a lot of times pike will do that where you see them just kind of coming up. You'll see something. Bass, it's more of like when bass hit. Well, I'm saying not schooling bass, because when they're schooling, you'll know fish are feeding. But like when you see bass hit up shallow, I shouldn't even say up shallow. I guess when you see bass hit, usually it's like a smack or a pop, I guess, is kind of a way to explain when they're blowing up on something. Very rarely do I see like a bass come out of the water just like chasing a fish, unless they're schooling type deal. But let's see.
It looks like most of the people in chat are saying the markers are the go-to. I 100% guarantee they're easy to carry. They don't take up much space or room. Definitely, if you haven't tried them, give it a shot.
Fishing fix. I don't know. It completely just preference to me. I feel like I get hung less with the horizontal line ties when I'm flipping. So vertical, I would assume you're talking like this. So vertical where it's straight on, I like for swim jigs, things that need to come through, like grassy stuff. But I like the horizontal, the ones that are like this, because I feel like they tend to crawl up over the wood better. The vertical ones, I feel like when you bring them over wood, tend to roll. Just my preference. I know guys that throw both. So you talk to 5 different guys, you might get 5 different answers, but I like the horizontal. Okay, let's do another draw here. Ooh, here's a good one. Connor, if you could only pick one lure, what would it be? And Randy, what would be your number 2 lure? Because we already know your number 1. Actually, I don't know that I'd be so quick, Connor, to judge that, because now he'd probably say, oh, for sure, hands down, a swim jig is my favorite. So we'll have to go with number 3 for him, Connor. What's my number 1? And Connor, or Randy, what's your 3rd? Connor, you should already know my number 1 for sure is a frog. If you're newer to the channel, frog's my favorite.
Frog.
I like the frog.
All
right,
I really like the free rigs. I love free rigs.
Really? You're
Yeah,
number 1, so you would give up?
No, I mean, you said the question was, what's my number 2, and then you told me I had to go to my number 3. So
don't yell at me. Don't raise your voice down. All these people to me. I don't appreciate that. Samuel Warden, are you any relation to Game?
Are you
Game Warden? Oh, Dizzle.
That was terrible. Terrible.
To think about it, I saw the little hamster wheel turn. You're like, Game, and then
no, I knew it. The ends. I was just like, did this clown just use this terrible, horrible punny joke?
You liked it.
Samuel, are you here? I haven't seen you yet in chat.
Samuel. Way to go, Samuel.
Let's see.
Steven, hashtag bad dad jokes. Is that going to be that's a lot to type. I'll keep it as fun, because then it's easy. Then people don't have to keep entering. Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice. I'm on Wi-Fi. My computer thing is unplugged, I think. I'm glad I didn't skip out yet tonight.
Way to go. Oh, right.
No, it would just be this.
Second calling for Samuel. Samuel, if you're here, just put it in chat. Here, I'm here. It's me, whatever you want to put.
Must be present to win.
Otherwise, we'll rerun it.
What are we gonna do? I'm gonna have to do a big giveaway here. Should I give away a reel for my birthday? I'm giving people
that would
stuff
be a real good thing. I don't know. That was stupider than your thing that you said.
There we go, Mac. We need a couple more this or that's. Berkeley or Zoom plastics only. That's
tough. That's really tough. I would probably say Berkeley. I don't know. I would probably say Berkeley.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of all the stuff they had, and I'm kind of the same. I think Berkeley.
Yeah, I was just going through it in my head, and
I would say Berkeley, I think.
um,
Okay, I don't
do you
see
want
Sam,
to?
right? I didn't
Yeah, I
miss
would
it.
say go ahead and rerun it because I haven't seen.
Okay, let me draw it again.
I haven't seen.
Sorry, Samuel. Must be present
Sorry, Samuel.
to,
Must be
to get
present to win.
the win.
Present.
Who's it gonna be? Chad Swank. Chad
Chad,
Swank.
if you're
Are you here?
here,
Yeah, I agree. The power bait scent is too good. Yeah. I agree. There's lots of good Berkeley. The power worms, you got the pit boss. They just actually came out with, I really didn't, that day I was fishing the fluke, or
Mhm.
I was thinking Zoom fluke would be the one I would hate to give up because I love the fluke.
Yeah,
The day I was fishing that chatterbait, Berkeley's new, I can show here again real quick. Who was okay? Chad. Is Chad here? Have we seen Chad?
I haven't seen Chad yet. Chad,
Chad.
if you're here, I need
It's the
your
new one
stuff.
from Berkeley. It's kind of like a fish body with a like a fluke straight tail. Let me just
Chad's not here. Debo sending everyone
ship
one Zoom worm.
how expensive that would be shipping on all that.
Ship, yeah.
Okay, so real quick, I was gonna show it because it was one that I saw and I was like, I could really care less
Chad
about
Swank
that.
is here.
Oh,
8:53.
that's fine.
Just in time.
I'll write you down here in a
Put
second.
your thing back, your email back up if you would. Ah.
Okay, Chad, must email me there. I need your address and I need you to please include a screenshot of your YouTube so I know it is you. So I know it is you. Okay. What was I going to show? Oh yeah, that plastic. So they have a new, it's like a chatterbait-ish trailer is what I'm going to use it for. I'm sure you could do the hover minner stuff with it. Here, this thing. So the drip minnow. When I first saw it, I was like, yeah, it's all right, whatever.
Does it have a different
Actually looks
view of it? Or just that?
really good on a chatterbait. I was using not that one. It was the white ghost something, white shiner. I was using a little chatterbait stealth. My gosh, it looked tasty in the water. But are there other things you could use? Yeah, I mean, you could use a spunk shad. There's a number of different things, but I liked how the body was a little bit bulkier up here because when that skirt would kind of flare, you get the bulk of that kind of bait fish profile than a straight tail. And they just came out with these two with a like a little tiny boot tail on it. I haven't got to try these yet, and they have one called like something shiner. Oh, this HD black nose shiner around here. Absolutely, I want some of
Oh,
those.
it looks real good.
Emerald shiner around here. Yeah. That's another thing I like when they started doing some of those HD colors where they use that process to actually print on the plastics. That was really cool when they first started doing that, like when that whole thing came out like these looks. That's really neat because you don't
Some
see
of the bad things about those is they just I feel like some of them I couldn't even name a specific one, but some of them look too real that they almost look super fake. Does that make sense? The HD high def soft plastics, you know what I'm saying?
no,
No?
not really. They
Never
look
mind
too
then.
real, they
I'll
look fake.
jump
You
off a
probably
bridge
didn't have your
then.
glasses on. It was
I probably
actually you were trying to rig a stick onto your hook and you thought it was a lure. So what was I gonna do here? Oh yeah, somebody
nobody
who won?
knows.
Chad. Chad
Chad
Swank.
did, yes. Did you put oh yeah, you did put your email up. About time.
Okay, let me write Chad down so I don't forget.
Um, Steven, I'll just answer you. I mean, I haven't used a Googan in quite some time. However, I cannot get
Okay,
away from
grand
that
prize winner
Sixth
here in just a
Sense.
couple minutes. We'll do a
Cool. He
real
just
what now?
puts on his ear, he just starts talking, doesn't even check to see if anybody's
I'm
talking. But
sorry, what were you saying?
I
Probably
was
some
just saying,
stupid joke again that nobody's gonna laugh at.
no, I was responding and saying I couldn't go without the Sixth Sense Divine. It's a great paddle tail. I love them.
Oh my gosh, this guy.
Hmm.
Rob, you were brought up earlier. You're gonna have to listen. I gave a special shout out to you. You're gonna have an Instagram Fish and Friend post. And then he drops 40 bucks in here as if he didn't just send me. So when I was talking about Rob that sent me the GoPro 6, Rob, I was saying I got a an arm thing that screws into the kayak, like a quick connect deal with one of those arm deals so I can have an over the shoulder shot. So I'm going to have Rob cam along with my chest cam. So Rob, you are the man. I appreciate the 40 bucks, brother. Sorry I'm late. I've missed the last few lives. The wife and sister-in-law wanted to go to the local Oktoberfest. Well, that is a great reason to not be here, hanging with the family. Never have to apologize for that. My brother, I appreciate the 40 bucks and the GoPro. That's going to be fun. Diggs, been here 18 months. All I got's this box. Oh, just the green box. I know, man. Hey, take that up with YouTube. If I could give everybody 10 bucks for being a member, I wish I could. They say you can't give away money to members or bribe members. It's in the thing, or that you will be taken to jail or something.
Ooh.
I don't know how all that works, but so Rob, much appreciated, man. Okay, so let's see. I'm giving away a reel. What should we do? I've already given away 2 zillions and a metanium. So if Tackle Junkie Jim is still on, dude, you got to get with it.
Hey, I put 2 questions in the chat, the private chat.
Are your bassless favorite brand of soft bait, size, and color? I know my color, so it depends on the brand, but it's going to be like the laminate, where half of it's green pumpkin, half of it's black and blue. If I can only choose one color for everywhere around here, that would be it. So, like in Reaction Innovations, it's Tramp Stamp, Super Bug and Missile Baits. I think 10.99 and Big Bite Baits. Berkeley
Easy
just
Ram. What did you say?
So did Tackle Warehouse. Tackle Warehouse has their own color of that too. Oh no, Strike King. Strike King has their own, only available on Tackle Warehouse, but all the Strike King, no, I shouldn't say all the Strike King. Most of the Strike King plastics have that color now too. I forget what they call it. Anyway, did you just call me Rain Man for knowing all those?
Yeah.
What's yours?
272.
Yeah, 272. Yeah, Kmart. Definitely Kmart. Definitely Kmart.
For what application?
I don't know. Ask Bassless. I took it
I mean,
as in general.
what is my favorite, the one I've used the most soft plastic is probably the black and blue or Okeechobee craw in the
That's what I was going to
Strike
say.
King.
Okeechobee was going to be my guess for you.
The Strike King, what are they called? The real small trailers for jigs.
Rage Chunk.
I've probably gone through 8,000 of those since I've been fishing, just because they fit perfectly on the jigs, War Eagle jigs, and trim the skirts a little bit on the majority of other jigs, and they fit, and they just work great.
Chad, get your butt back to playing. What the hell are you doing? He's risking it all in the band competition, watching my stuff. He's the guy in back watching the phone. Chad, we need more bass trumpet back there. You're not playing at all. What the hell are you doing?
We need some more cowbell.
More cowbell. Let's see, 200. Lucas, 200 or 300 baitcaster. I need a big glide bait. Man, if you go with the Daiwa Tatula 200, that thing is a tank. And I feel like unless you're throwing like over 4 or 5 ounce baits, that thing is going to be completely fine. Aluminum frame, aluminum handle side plate. I don't know how big you're throwing, but I mean, for me, like a 3 ounce is like pretty normal when I throw them. trust me, I suck at them, but like that's a decent size one for me. It'll handle that no issue. Otherwise, I would say like a Tranks 200 or maybe a 300 if you're throwing really big baits and need big line, but I'm not
Yeah,
the guy
too
to
bad.
ask for that.
Too bad Brennan's not in there. He would
What's that?
his Brennan. Like, what was that? Some of those big glide baits he was showing us at one time
Yeah,
were
ask
like
Brennan if he's in here.
48.5 Debo fingers long.
10 ounces. That was
Yeah,
just the first half of it, and then he still had to put them together.
right.
Okay, let's forget a reel. I got to figure out a reel. Do I have a good one in a box? I'm gonna have to look here in a second. What was the other question? I've got a good one.
Catch.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah,
Seized carcass. I've got a good one. Missile baits or reaction innovations. That is really tough, but I'm gonna have to go reaction innovations because I think they have
really.
the best stick bait on the market. It's a tough one because I really like the missile bait stuff, especially the new stuff, the chunky D, what is it, the micro D chunk trailer or whatever. Those have kind of been my go-tos for jig stuff here of late. I haven't thrown a jig a bunch, but those have been kind of what I reach for. Yeah, you look at the Sweet Beaver, the Little Dipper, and the Pocket Rocket. All three of those
Okay.
are like top. The original
Yeah.
beaver bait, in my opinion, the best stick bait and probably the most productive paddle tail that I've used. And I really like missile bait stuff. That's tough because the missile bait's D-bomb's one of the best flipping baits out there.
I mean, if it came down to a coin flip, the coin would land on reaction just for some of the names.
They definitely throw caution to the wind when they're naming stuff. They're like, I don't give a what you think. We're gonna name this whatever we want.
Mac actually just came up. Where'd it go? I put it in chat. But
sunburn, hands down. Yeah, for sure, sunburn. I got some sunburn today. This really, see, you can tell back here how dark I am, but then I get up here like in the light, and it's like, oh my gosh, Debo, your skin's basically transparent. No, I'm actually really tan. So, okay, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do for a reel? What else we got people saying here? I gotta get back to comments. Does your organ? No, actually, crankbaits was the first thing that I focused on, and they are all. Let's see, what's this one? So, I mean, still kind of a little bit crazy in some of these because there's so many. Like this one, lipless. I feel ashamed to even show this because this thing is heavy, and that's full of lipless. I didn't have any idea I had this many lipless. And that's just the one thing of them. Got another one. But yeah, most all of my crankbaits are now in things like this. So that has helped an absolute ton get stuff out of the way. Yeah. Plastics are another hard one. People have been asking me, how are you doing your plastics? And a lot of that is, I mean, they're organized, but they're just in cardboard boxes because I don't know how else you could buy like shoe boxes or totes. I don't know that there's just a great way to do that. You could buy like the big 2-gallon Ziploc things. I know a lot of people do that, but I like to be able to thumb through and see what I have. So
I really, for my soft plastics, soft plastics, I like to go in the like the money bags, the really big ones, and put all like, similar brands, or I should say not similar brands, but similar uses in similar bags. And then I usually just end up dumping them all out into a big box because I can't find the one I want. And then
just going, screw it. It has to, oops. These are the new Hobies I think that he's asking about. I love them. The only two issues I've had is, so I actually contacted the company. I talked to them because these come with the blue glare blocking, but it's like a very, like on my old glasses, it was pretty noticeable. Like when you put it on that, like it's got kind of like a yellow, like a bluish tint. Well, no. Yeah. Like a bluish tint. See, these don't have it. They use a different tint, but when you put the sunglasses over it, it leaves like a reflection inside where stuff behind you like reflects. So that's kind of an issue. That's my one issue with it thus far. Apparently they're fixing that going forward because people have brought that up. Actually, Jeff brought it up and I brought it up to him as well, Burley. So they're going to have to change the blue stuff, or I don't know if they're going to have to remove it, exactly what they're going to do. But otherwise, I love them, minus that. The only thing I wish, the second thing, is they came with side blockers. Like on a lot of their glasses, they have things that clip on and they block like all of this for fishing. I think that's kind of a must. And they said they're working on that because they've had a bunch of requests for that for these. Otherwise, for a pair of prescription glasses, absolutely love them. The biggest thing I like is my old ones, which were over twice the cost of these. Whenever you try to clean them with certain stuff, it would just smudge and smear. Like I only have 2 special cleaning cloths, and it's not from them. It's not even from the place I bought them. Even the place I bought would like smudge it. So I've got this one. I don't even know what brand this is. Does it even say? I don't know. It just says made in Korea on it. I don't know. But this one, and I've got like an old tan one from Fossil. If anybody remembers Fossil, it was an eyeglasses case, but it's also a cleaner, like all in one. And back when we had a Fossil, it was actually my mom's glasses. I needed a glasses cleaner or something. And I used them like, oh my God, this gets it spotless clean. These are the only 2. Otherwise, I've used multiple other microfibers and it smudges. You have to get like the cleaner out and it's a pain in the butt. These do anything. I wipe them on my clothes, clean it. So yeah, those are my 2 gripes. I think they really do need to fix those. And otherwise they would be super solid because putting them on, having glasses with it is super awesome. Let's see. Megabass or Rapala, hands down. Not a huge Megabass guy. They have really good stuff. They're just expensive, and I tend not to buy them. But Rapala for me. Okay, let's see. What are we doing? Oh, yeah, and the Man Bear Pig. Talk about a sneaky little Carolina rig, Texas rig that nobody ever talks about. Man Bear Pig.
Pig Bear Man.
Pig Bear Man. Oh yeah, and hit up Jermaine's discount code. Jermaine, I think, was one of the, if not the first, I saw on his post, people to have like a discount code for missile baits. So I think 20% off when you use his code. So go check out Mainstream. I don't know if he's still on here. Jermaine, leave your
still on here.
Code, and if you go over to the Missile Baits website, use that. Okay, what are we gonna do? What should we do for a reel, Dizzle? As I'm rolling through here, seeing if anybody had other questions or comments. Because we're at what, an hour and a half? Yeah, because I got to get my butt to bed because I've got another super early day of fishing. Oh, Gramps,
this or that, Rapala or Rapala?
I don't know. I always just say both because somebody's gonna be pissed if I don't pronounce it both ways. Popper for me, Gramps. Popper, hands down, has been the best topwater and one of the best all-around catching lures this year for me. But it's been one of those weird years. So, oh, here we go. Jermaine's MSF 20. So mainstream fishing 20. MSF 20. Thank you, Bruce. Okay, what should we do? I don't know that I have one in a box. Good. People are going to be like, oh, just take your zillion and put it in a box. No. I've already given away 2.
You guys can't see it, but so in the corner where those where the chair is, right behind that, there's probably, I don't know if I had to guess from memory, it's probably 4 feet tall by 6 feet wide of fishing reel boxes on display.
Those are just boxes. I don't have the reel.
Well, I'm just saying.
Go and such.
That's what the issue is here. Is, I mean, there's so many to choose from. It's like,
well, I'm trying to think of one that I would have in a thing.
I've seen more than one comment of a lefty reel. I don't know. That might be
have TJ give away a rod. No, I wouldn't even tell him to give away rods because they screw you on shipping. Trying to ship a rod tube, they absolutely screw you on that. They're like, oh, you're going to ship a rod? Yeah, that'll be $800.
Right.
I don't know. I'll find a reel. Let's see. What do I have? I'm trying to think of like one because I don't want to give away like one that I've already used and junky or scratched.
Casting. More lefties?
Really? All kinds of lefties in
Yeah,
here?
I mean, there was quite a few. Maybe a little Iowa. Another lefty, more lefties. Holy shoot.
Wow, we got lots of lefties in here. What
See?
should we do? Does we got any ideas? Take a question here. I'll be back.
I'm
Take a question.
looking.
I'm gonna go all Dizzle. Look at that.
Oh man.
Oh Dizzle.
Whoa.
I'll be
That's a
right back.
lot of lefties. A lot of left. Gramps, keep that kind of talk to yourself. Nobody wants to hear about you jackhammering some spunk shads. Let's see. Lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty. Yeah, this isn't helping me, guys. There's not a whole lot to talk about. I'm not going to keep saying lefty, righty the entire time. Yeah. So the one question, the this or that DEBO just answered, didn't he didn't actually say what the this or that was, but it was from Mac. This or that sunburn or mosquitoes. You guys probably saw that. Mosquito bites are the friggin' worst. And for me, sunburns last like a day. Gramps, it's Mountain Dew in the cup. Gotta love that Mountain Dew.
Solved the debate. I was wondering if I still had this.
Ooh, a 9-1-1, huh?
Not a 9-1. Does it say that? No.
No, that's what Philip said.
Nabu.
Oh,
Brand new.
Nabu.
Haven't used it. I do really like this. This was one that went down with the ship. Mine was actually the SX. I bought the X and the SX. Really, really like the SX. This hasn't even been taken out of the packaging yet. This is the Rebo X spinning. So it doesn't matter if you're left or right. The conundrum we get into when I give away a... See, I haven't even undone the little Velcro deal off of it. And the spinning reel, I actually really like. The Revo X baitcaster, I think they downgraded. No, I don't think. They definitely downgraded over the black previous version. So, but this is a solid little spinning reel. So if I can get this damn Velcro piece off, I will show you. So that's what we'll give away here. So if you're in hashtag fun, you don't have to enter in again because I'm going to draw another person.
Drawing another person. What size spinning reel was a question?
Must be present to win. I think I got a 3,000. Yeah, 30 size for Abu, but you're 3,000.
And the winner is
Is it Tau? Tau 95? Are you here?
95.
What in the actual hell is going on with this Velcro thing?
I don't know. It's Velcro, you know.
Jesus.
Velcro live. Tau's 95. If you're here, please announce.
Taos, is this your first time watching? I don't know that I've ever heard of or seen your name.
Watching.
Okay,
Watching.
so I will just show you real quick.
Watching.
So this is the one thing I like, even with the X, it is a direct connect spin and handle. Pretty slick little reel. I wish I had the other one. It was all blacked out, black braid. The SX is like silver black. I had it on my Intenza, the new Shimano Intenza rod. All right.
I mean, is it too quick to say not here? I haven't seen.
Okay, we're drawing again.
Run it. Rerun that beautiful bean footage. You're not showing the screen.
Hold on.
Dizzle. Oh, my name was in there.
What the hell?
Yeah, I hope I win.
Hey, Malone! A long-time supporter and a previous guest on the show as a Fishin friend.
But is he still here?
Malone. Yeah, but are you here, Malone?
Paging Mr. Bassenwith. Mr. Bassenwith, are you still here?
Calling Malone. Calling Malone. So anyway, yeah, slick little reel. Malone. Oh my gosh, don't tell me he left.
Oh man. Oh, he's here.
There he is. What?
He's
Hopefully,
here.
all right, my man. You know the drill. Email me your address, a screenshot, just so I know it's you, even though I'll know it's, well, actually, no, because I've already got conversations with you. Send me your address. I already know it's you. Just hit me up on Instagram, Malone. You don't have to email me. Just message me, because then I know it's you, and I'll have your correct stuff. So there we go. Reel, some lures. What else we got for questions? Any other questions that I missed? I'm gonna give just a couple minutes here in case there's any good ones that I missed. There we go.
There was a lot of lefty righty talk going there.
Oh, Calvin, I did answer this one earlier, but I said that's kind of too much of a big question to. So for rod, I would say, here, I'm thinking up of, he already said picking a medium heavy. So that was my thing that I was going to say was pick a medium heavy. Okay. Rod and reel. I don't know what you're looking to use it for. Probably.
If you want to go 200 to 260 in general, a all-purpose kind
Well, that's
of.
why I was saying I don't know what you're going to use it for, because I'm either going $100 reel if it's just going to kind of be all-purpose, or I'm going $150 reel if you're going to use it for more finesse stuff. Because I think for $50 more, the SLX MGL. I know Gramps is in here. I know he'd like the old one. Gramps,
all
have you
purpose, he
used
said.
What's that?
All purpose setup. Yep.
Okay, then I would say for the reel, lose LFS or Shimano SLX for your $100 reel. That gives you $160 for a rod. I don't know exactly what you're using it for, but there are so many good ones out there. The new Intenza, love that rod so far. I like that they changed it, made it cork grips. Dude, I don't even know. I don't even know where to start. That's a loaded question. I don't know. Message me on Instagram. I'll try to help you. I'll try to pick your brain on what you're using it for. So, yeah, or call American Legacy. They will help you as well. Good people, and you can get really good used. Get really good deals on used gear. I often do that. I shop over there quite frequently. If they look at my ticket for how much I've spent, they'll probably laugh and be like, how much has this guy spent with us?
You could probably take that 2 to 250, and I wouldn't say necessarily double it by going through them if you find, something
And they have the
that works for
20%
you
off
there.
sales. Yeah, sometimes they'll do the 20% off sale on used stuff. Yeah, you can get some really good deals. I got before the new ones came out, I really liked the old Tatula 100. And Tatula 150, I think. Maybe the 100. I can't remember. Either way, for like $90. Regular, they're like 150 when they had the 20% off sale. So
he said he sent you an email.
What? Nedrig Nerd, you think the new Tatula 100 is trash? Holy smokes. I love that reel. Okay, here's the question. Does it feel grindy and kind of dry? I haven't had that issue lately. However, I've had multiple dios in the past. Like I got an Elite, Tatula Elite, bone dry. I felt like absolute crap.
That was the one that you talk about often, right? It just sounded like
it was a piece of crap. And once I oiled it and greased it, it is mint. Don't like it. Huh? That's crazy. That's one of my favorite reels right now. Is it the new SV one or is it just the regular 100? I like both of them, but just curious.
Oh, we can't get it to dial.
What? Really?
Interesting.
Hit me up on Instagram. I might be able to help you because it could be Daiwa. I don't ever run loose. Their brakes, the cone works for you. So when you set, you shouldn't have to touch the spool tension, but in case it got bumped, you should be tightening that to where it's just like, if you can get 1/1,000,000th of a side-to-side play out of the spool, like the itsy bitsyest, tiniest, that's where it needs to be set. Everything else should be brakes. In my opinion, best brakes on the market.
Can I just say, after using the Tatula pitch and flip, more this season than last. I cannot stand the tension knob on it. It is so hard to actually get to, like, to adjust it because it's like a low profile almost, and it's just hard to even get in there with the star. Like, everything's just too compact in there, and it just annoys the hell out of me. It's really
Yeah, so
silly
they
all the
call it
time.
their zero adjust, and the reason for that is it's not they're different than a lot of other reels out there where like Shimano, I'll tend to run just a little bit
Mhm.
tighter, losing stuff with magnetic brakes. I'll tend to run a little bit looser where there's a little bit of side to side play. With Dial, like the way they specifically design those brakes is to make that spool not move with the except just the tiniest bit because when you're tightening the spool tension, this is your spool shaft. The spool tension knob, as you tighten it, it's pushing on the end of that spool
Mhm.
shaft. So that's what slows it down. You know, like when people say, "Oh, I'm going to drop my lure to the ground," all it
Yeah,
is putting pressure on the end of that spool shaft, making it harder to turn. So the way
right.
dial brakes are set up is if you can get it so it's just like a hair, a tiny hair between where it's like not touching. You don't want the spool to be like this, but you don't want it to be tight. Essentially, once you get to that sweet spot, you shouldn't ever have to move the spool tension ever again because
It's it
the cone takes care of all that.
it's crazy that with the pitch and flip. Um, like, if I wanna, like, actually make a longer cast that isn't a pitch and or a flip, and just do, like, a normal cast with it, I can't help but get a huge bird's nest blowout on it, like, backlash the hell out of it. So I guess I'll have to have you look at that and see. I probably did it wrong.
Yeah, Ned Rigner, I can try to help you though, but yeah, maybe it's just a crappy one. You know, Shimano and Daiwa do sometimes have lemons, so
There's yeah, one-offs every once in a while.
yeah. All right. Well, I think we're going to call it there. Debo, Dizzle, we're going to have a live coming up Friday, and we're going to be together in
Mm,
special location. So that's going to be a fun one.
mm,
So just heads up, next live will be Friday night, not Saturday night. Otherwise, there's going to
mhm,
be some member stuff. It should be some fun fishing, as long as the weather doesn't screw us. That's
right.
enough from us. We're out of here. Love y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me. Till next time.